This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Postgame reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sob like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? Good evening, good night, good morning. I don't know which one it is, but what I do know is that the Knicks, they just continue to find ways to lose, ladies and gentlemen. They found a way to lose tonight. A made free throw in that situation right there. Alec Burks makes the free throw. If Cam Johnson makes that 3-point basket off the backboard, the game at least goes into overtime. At least goes into overtime, ladies and gentlemen. They just find a way to lose. Julius Randle ejected in the third quarter. And what turns out to be one of the best games that the Knicks have played in a while, they still find a way to lose. I got Steph here. I got Gavin, man. We're going to talk about it. Steph, good morning, I guess, to you.
Yeah, I said I would make the game if we won. It was an almost win.
I
would make the post game.
I guess we got to count this as a win.
I thought, like you said, the Knicks played well. Randall was having, one of his best games. Cam Reddish played pretty well. You talked about the matchup between Mitch and Ayton. Mitch played very well for us, and we just couldn't close. RJ missed a free throw down the stretch. Burke missed a key free throw down the stretch. And Randall, inexplicably, there's no explanation for him being so wound up, so tight when we up 10.
Right.
Like, why are you so wound up like that?
But this has been coming. It's been coming all season long, right? You just know it. It has been coming.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It was just a matter of time before, he was. I actually thought it was going to be something worse. I thought Julius Randle was going to haul off and punch somebody one day. You know what I mean? Ended up being he got ejected from pushing Cam Johnson, but you know what? I wouldn't even rule it out that it still doesn't happen at some point. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, what can he have said at that point that makes you feel like you got to push him? I mean, the referees are in between you.
Right.
You push the referee out the way to get to him. And then what's crazy is after you're ejected, you're shaking your head like you shouldn't have been. I mean, you didn't get ejected like really for the play. You got ejected because you got another technical for pushing the ref out the way. 2 technicals and you're gone. You know what I mean? Listen, I get it, right? You're bumping around, all this kind of stuff. Tempers flared, so you bumped up against each other one time, had some words, the ref stepped in between. Let it go. Let it go. Instead, and I'm not even going to say that lost the Knicks the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe, does Cam Johnson go off for 8 or 21 points in the fourth quarter if he's there? I don't know. Maybe he does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he doesn't. It's hard to say, but it didn't help. The Knicks went on to get a 14-point lead. They eventually lost that 14-point lead. Had a chance to close it in the end, but still. You just got to keep control of yourself, man. And I get it. You're losing a lot of games, but you're in a game, you're up 10. You're playing well, right? Having one of your best shooting nights in months.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to say months. He had some good shooting nights, I guess, a couple of weeks ago. But in the past 4 or 5 games, one of your best shooting nights, on the way to 30-something points. and you can't keep yourself under control. I don't know. Gavin, what's going on, man?
What up? What's good, everybody? Salute Sim, Steph, the chat.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, like you said in the back, Sim, this team will find a way to lose it. I mean, like it's another 14-point lead. Again, like I always preach, case of missed free throws, 9 missed free throws in the ball game.
Wow.
Burks had one, he was 50%, but it's the one that mattered that ended up, the loss, missing the game. Just a selfish play by Julius Randle and just not being able to contain himself. And like you guys said, what could he have said that would have got him to that point? But yeah, what can go wrong will go wrong with this team. And it's just another case of tonight. Again, people playing the Knicks career highs. Cam Payne, career highs, career 9 assists, and Cam Johnson, career night from the field. So, I mean, it's just we can't catch a break anywhere.
Yeah, it's tough because this would have been a good win for the Knicks if they would have been able to pull it out. Even though Chris Paul's not there and Devin Booker's not there, it's still a team that obviously can win basketball games. You know what I mean? And can play well. They scored 115 points tonight. Would have been a good win. Just a needed win. They needed it for the spirit. Now, this could make it get really bad. You know what I mean? Because this can, we've been talking about, how long can the Knicks get themselves up for games while they're losing? Like, this can break your spirit. You know what I mean? Like, we played well. We were here. We were right there. And this is what happens. It can really do that, man. Spree, I got Spree on the line. Spree, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I think it's a shame Randall got ejected, but he has to learn the hard way or he's never going to learn, Sam. He's a bad teammate when he loses his mind. He's hurting his team. Okay? It's enough of it. We've seen it the whole year. He has no idea how to control his emotions, and it costs the team in the game that you got to win. Most teams in the NBA play hard, but you have to play smart, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't the case. I wish you could just play hard and win, but you actually have to play smart. How do you leave Cam Johnson open 10 times? And that's also on Tibbs, because Cam Reddish should not have been pulled from that game. Why is Cam Reddish being taken out?
Yeah, I was a little upset that he was taken out too because he was playing well. You know what I mean? He was getting to the cup, hit a couple of big buckets. He was playing well. Should have left him in there.
We were up 7.
Yep, should have left him in there. I mean, they brought him back in. He brought him back in later in the fourth quarter. But, should have just went ahead and kept him in there from the beginning because Evan Fournier was playing good, though. Defensively, he's Evan Fournier. I mean, he did have 16 points, 2 assists tonight. Shot 45% from the field and 57% from the three-point line. So it's not like Evan Fournier wasn't playing well. He was.
I thought Cam was in rhythm. He got to the cup twice off of RJ drawing attention, where Fournier can never get fully to the cup. And I thought Cam had a couple possessions that slowed them down. I'm not saying you're not going to. The Suns are tough to guard, but Cam should not have been pulled from that game.
No, I agree. Cam should not have been pulled. Keep him in there. See if he catches fire. He made a couple of buckets. Maybe he catches fire at this point. But
I mean, Sim, the last play, how do you not find Cam Johnson? I'm not worried about Payne throwing a shot. Is there somebody on the team that's actually going to have some awareness? Cam Johnson's trailing the play. Why does no one have the awareness to actually find him?
Right. I mean, I get what you're saying. You're right about it. You're right about that. It's tough. You're in transition. It's a scramble. I guess it's it can be tough to make that decision. Okay, I gotta make sure I'm finding Cam Johnson. I don't know.
I mean, like the one before, I actually thought we guarded, like, we left him open the whole fourth quarter, but there was one where he actually made a contested three where it was multiple efforts, and he made a tough three. Like, I wanted somebody, you got to stop the ball, but I'm not worried about Payne throwing up a shot. I'm worried about Cam Johnson. I thought RJ got fouled, by the way. He should have got to the line. Mitch put it back. RJ definitely got fouled on that play. I knew he'd miss free throws. I didn't understand the challenge thing. Can you overturn? I mean, like, Mitch, it was an offensive foul, but yes, it was a foul on Quickly, but can the refs do that?
I guess so.
Yeah, they could have.
I've never seen
They
that.
did.
Yeah, that's, I mean.
I don't think you should be allowed to do that.
Call.
I think that's cheating. If you're going to call a foul initially on Mitch on that play, you can't just say technical, there was a foul earlier in the play.
Right.
That's
Everything is up for review, though.
Yeah, I guess everything
is up for review.
I guess everything is up for review, so
I
you
hate
can look
that
at everything.
because I wish that's cheating. You can't go back in time and replay a few seconds later. If the play is that specific Mitch play, it's either a charge or a foul on Mitch. I don't like that rule. I know it's a foul on Quickly, but Sim, I would say the same thing if it was another team. I don't like that.
No,
That stinks. That's weird.
I get it. It is kind of weird. You know what I mean? Because, clearly Mitchell Robinson didn't foul Jay Crowder. And even it's a foul on Quickly only because Quickly's feet were there. Really, Jay Crowder stepped on his foot. I guess they would say that Quickly put his feet, didn't allow him to get his steps in or whatever. You know what I mean?
And Sam, last thing for you. Why did Evan tell RJ to clear out?
Oh, yeah, that was bad. I know what you're talking about. I forgot what the time was, you know what I mean? But Evan took the ball at the top of the key. I think he asked for a screen, couldn't get off the screen, and ended up pulling a bad jump shot. Yeah, that was bad.
What was he trying? Did he lose his mind there? Because RJ was flowing getting to the cup, and he told RJ get out of the way, and I'm like, Evan, why are you at the top of the key telling RJ to clear out? This is not your moment. This isn't that bothered me so much, Sim. I knew that play was going to kill us. I knew it even when I saw it. Like, this is going downhill. That's all I got, man. I got nothing.
I hear you,
Hang
man.
it.
Appreciate it, Spree.
All right.
Yeah, tough one, ladies and gentlemen. Tough one. This is the one that they had it. They had it there. Had it wrapped up. Good games from a lot of people, including Julius Randle. But, despite the ejection, he had a good basketball game. 25 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He was shooting 50% from the field. He was shooting 50% from the three-point line. He was 6 for 6 from the free throw line. He was having a good basketball game. And it was, he needed to have a good basketball game just for his soul. Gets himself ejected. RJ,
I wouldn't even talk to him in the locker room. I ain't got nothing to say to you.
Yeah. RJ Barrett, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He really didn't shoot well, 23% from the field and 14% from the three-point line. He was 7 for 10 from the free throw line. Evan Fournier had 16 points. Alec Burks, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. But he missed a key free throw that could have at least kept the game tied if Cam Johnson hit that shot. Manuel Quickly, 13 points. Then you got Mitchell Robinson, 17 points, 15 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. It's like Mitchell Robinson knew the implications of his performance tonight. You know what I mean? It's like he knew he knew it. And look, DeAndre Ayton looked like he had no spring in his step. No bounce, no energy. And it made you look, we said earlier today, we would trade Mitch for DeAndre Ayton in a minute. After watching the game, I was like, oh, man, I might want to take that back. Because DeAndre Ayton wasn't doing anything at all. Tonight, DeAndre Ayton had 8 points and 3 rebounds for DeAndre Ayton. 8 points, 3 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson just outplayed him all night long. He was hitting the glass, blocking shots. they were finding him in the screening role. I mean, Mitchell Robinson looked really, really good tonight. Of course, the Phoenix Suns were led by Cameron Johnson, a career high 38 points, shot 68.8% from the field. And he shot 75% from the three-point line. 21 of those points came in the fourth quarter. Kid, he was on fire, especially in the fourth quarter. After that happened with Julius Randle, kid caught fire. Cameron Payne, 17 points, 16 assists. Cal Bridges had 20 points. Jay Crowder, 14 points, 7 rebounds. They got a lot of talent over there. Let's talk about Mitchell Robinson, though. Steph, what do you think about Mitchell Robinson's performance?
I thought he played well. He was very active, on the offensive boards. He was a defensive presence. That I forgot who missed the shot. I'm not sure if it was Berg or RJ, and he got that tip.
Oh wow! That was big.
That was huge.
That was big.
That was huge for us. He played big, but Sam, this is Mitch. Up and down. He'll have games like this when you be like, this guy is going to be an elite center in this league, and then he'll have a 6.8 rebound, 1 block game, and you're
right.
Nah, I can't pay this guy. So. But let me ask you, Sam, does it make a difference that he's still this up and down in his 4th year?
Man, I think it does. And maybe you give him a little latitude because of his basketball upbringing.
Right.
So maybe he gets a little, or lack thereof. Right. So maybe he gets a little latitude there. And, maybe, you look at another year or two, to look for that consistency, because he hasn't really had, he doesn't have a basketball pedigree like a lot of other guys that's in the league who've been in college for 4 years and went to high schools that really focus on basketball and things like that. So maybe you give him a little bit more latitude. But, I mean, within the next 2 years, if you're going to give him that latitude, within the next 2 years, you got to see the consistency.
Right.
You got to see it. You know what I mean? And, or let's say a consistent high level of production. Because I guess, 8 points, 8 rebounds is what he's been consistently doing. But, we're talking double, averaging a double-double, right?
Right.
Yeah, you would hope that at some point you see that consistency. Gavin, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, as far as tonight, I mean, there's not much more that you can ask from 17, 15, 4 steals and 3 blocks.
He's on my fantasy team, too.
There you go. I will say one thing is that they killed him tonight was that pick and roll action with Cam Payne and DeAndre Ayton. But I think for Mitch, like you said, it's the consistency thing. To me, Mitch almost thinks that he's a little better than what he actually is. I think it's because he has these games where he'll go 7-7 from the field, but when you look at it, if he's not getting his points off of putbacks, if he doesn't have a point guard who is going to find him on a lob with the extra defender step up. I mean, from the offensive side of the game, I mean, he's almost non-existent. And then, like you said, the defense and the knock against Mitch is, when it comes to the bigger centers in the NBA, he tends not to do much. I mean, maybe a byproduct of tonight with DeAndre Ayton just not being there, helps a little bit. But, I forget that Mitch has only played, 2 full seasons of basketball? NBA basketball?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So, I mean, you can tell the game fully hasn't slowed down for him. But like you said, for the payday that he's looking for, 1, he's got to be available and he's got to stay healthy. And 2, he has to establish consistency at least night in and night out on the defensive side, especially when you're going up to up against some of the more prominent NBA centers because the offensive game should come. But when you're known as defense and that's what you pride yourself on, I mean, you can't be this up and down, especially against the lower tier centers.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let me get to a couple of super chats here. First, Lewis Wilkinson, thank you for the super chat. He said, this is one time I have to say the Knicks played close to a perfect game, and they lose on bad calls by refs, Randle's ejection, and losing on the challenge. Then to have it reversed, bad calls. Yeah, I mean, that was a bad call, but even despite that call, the Knicks had a chance to just about ice the basketball game by knocking down free throws. Gotta hit your free throws. Andrew Nash. It's two things. RJ didn't have an efficient game, but he was breaking down the defense, and Mitch was benefiting from it. Why did Tibbs take Cam out the game? I agree. I think that Cam should have stayed in the basketball game at that point. You know what I mean? He just made a couple of baskets, big baskets, Let him rock. See what happens. We get you a call. Caller, you live. Name me where you're from, please.
Yeah, my name is Ayub. I'm calling from Iowa. What up, Sim?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. This was the perfect loss I was asking for. Keep it close, and then at the end, the fourth quarter, you know how we do. We just crumble. That's what we do, man. This is perfect. Getting ready for the lottery. That's where we're heading, and that's what we need to be, man. We need talents, man. It's crazy. We're deprived of it.
I mean, are we deprived of? I mean, I don't know if we're deprived of talent. You got to figure out how to win. I don't know if we're deprived of talent. You know what I'm saying? We just got to figure out how to win.
I know we have talent, but the talent we have on this team, it's not the talent that the Suns or like these other teams have. Well, they have like top tier talent. That's what we need, man. There's IQs, these quit and grind.
I'll say this,
they're not
though.
Gonna get you anywhere.
I mean, listen, I'll say this. The Suns didn't have top tier talent, right? I mean, they had Devin Booker, but they didn't have top tier talent until Chris Paul got there and made everyone look like they had, they were top tier talent, right? You had Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges was there. If you want, I don't know if you want to call him top tier, Mikal Bridges, but when Chris Paul got there, all of a sudden, bam, they become a championship caliber team, And sometimes, I mean, you're right. The Knicks need an upgrade in certain areas, and sometimes it is that one guy that can bring everything together to make the team really, really good. I mean, I think the Knicks have talent. They do. They have talent. They need more of it, and they need the right talent, the right pieces, the right people. Because you don't build.
I totally agree.
You don't build. I mean, the Knicks have had double-digit leads, and I want to look up the stat, right, to see of the last 10 games how many times they've had double-digit leads. You don't build double-digit leads without having some talented players. Obviously, you got to have the people to close the game out, and that's what the Knicks don't have. Something's amiss in that area, point guard, but or just a leader on the floor. I don't even have to say point guard, just a leader out there, a true leader out there. It's a miss. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying. I dig it, man. I dig it. But Ayub, man, I appreciate your time. This is the same Ayub from the chat?
Yep. Same guy.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for all the super chats. You always, hooking me up. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No problem, man.
All right. Have a good one. Let me get to a couple more super chats that we got here. Uncle Fulio said, I get it. Julius Randle can't get ejected right there. But at this point, at least he's showing some more fight. The bad part is Julius Randle is our oak. At least he cares. I mean, he could have cared enough just to bump him. You know what I mean? Just bump him. You get the double technical, and then go on with the rest of your game. You know, the other part went over the top, I think, Josh. I just think it went over the top. I mean, I doubt it's going to happen, but he's lucky if he doesn't get suspended or fined for putting his hands on a referee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to touch the referees like that. You know, he pushed the referee's arm out the way, jumped over top of him to push him. What could he have said that bad?
Right.
You know what I mean? What could he have said?
And if you
that
really care, we up 10.
We up
Care
10.
enough to stay in the game and close this out, you know?
Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know. You can't get it. You just got to be smarter than that. But it shows that, you know, when Julius Randle gets frustrated, and this goes back to the basketball game itself. When he gets frustrated, he doesn't think straight.
But Sam, what is he frustrated about? We up 10.
Right.
He's shooting efficiently from the free throw line, from the field, from the 3-point line. We up 10. What are you frustrated about?
What are you frustrated about? It's hard to say. Yeah, I don't know. But it shows, you know, he can't function correctly when he's frustrated. And it ends up manifesting itself in different ways. Either episodes like this, or he shrinks and can't shoot the ball, doesn't take the shots. I mean, it just manifests itself in so many different ways with Julius Randle. You know what I mean? So many different, and you know, I was thinking earlier in the game, and I was thinking about some of the things that I was seeing from him, that I've been seeing over the last 6-7 games, right? And I was like, you know, and I was thinking to myself, maybe offensively, you know, he's thinking differently, and this is an example of how he can still develop. You see him, and I don't want him to create this as a habit, but recognizing when a person has their hand in a certain situation and drawing the foul, right? By the little, you know, sweep through and those things, right? And taking shots at the right point in time to get the foul call. And this is something for me, and maybe other people noticed it earlier, right? Something for me that seems kind of new from Julius Randle. He's, you know, learning how to get himself to the line without it being, you know, just a foray to the basket. He's catching people, you know, in bad and awkward positions and things like that. And I was thinking, you know, this is another way that he can develop his offensive game and get more points on the board, you know, because he's obviously recognized it and he's thinking and he figured it out. Well, or is figuring it out. And then he goes and does that. And I'm like, yeah, maybe he learned something in that area, but, you know, he's still immature, emotionally immature. Seems like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Looking at some numbers, some stats from the game, ladies and gentlemen. You see it up there on your screen. Of course, the Knicks lose to the Phoenix Suns, 115-114. For the most part, they actually played a good basketball game. You know, 23 assists on the night, 28 assists for the Phoenix Suns. 7 steals for the Knicks, 5 blocks, 3 blocks for the Suns, only 12 turnovers for the Knicks. The Suns take care of the ball, 9 turnovers. The Knicks shot 46.5% from the field, 44.8% from 3. Still not good, but they shot 70% from the free throw line, and that's actually, that might be better than they've shot from the free throw line in the last 5 games or something. I don't know. But the Suns, they shot 44.7% from the field, 50% from 3, and 81.5% from the free throw line. The Knicks, 44 points in the paint. Phoenix, 38. The Knicks had 17 second chance points, 3 for the Suns, and both teams had 10 fast break points. The Knicks played a really, really good basketball game.
Really good.
Really good basketball game. And it ends up in a loss and an ejection. So a really well played game is going to end up being a stain on your schedule. You know what I mean? That's tough. It's going to end up being a stain on the schedule. You know, because of Julius Randle, missed free throws, et cetera, et cetera. You know, it's a I don't know. Let me get to a phone call here. Caller, you live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Elk from Chicago.
Elk, what's going on, man?
Hey, long time no call, man. I've been in the background watching this debacle that's been going on, man. I'm very disappointed with this team, man. I joined your squad when Rose came. Y'all know I started back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been rocking ever since, trying to stay loyal, saying we going to the championship. But, man, I don't feel the same way now, man. And I got 2 reasons why, man, and a question. Let me get to my question first. Are we technically out of making it to the playoffs now?
Not yet. They can still make the play-in, but they're pretty far back now. I think they're about 5.5 games out now.
Cool. Okay, so it's a minute chance we could squeak in.
There's a minute chance. Yep.
Cool.
5.5.
Let me give a shout out to the sister at the panel. I've been watching her show, man. She is very informative, and I like her attitude and her common sense approach. She don't take the fan homer approach and just, go berserk. Okay, saying that, I want to get to Coach Tibbs real quick because the word is y'all want him gone. The man just won Coach of the Year last year, and now all of a sudden y'all flipping the script on the guy saying, kid him out of New York. You don't know for sure what's going on. Leon Rose, the other guy that's running the show, none of these guys came forward from what I've seen and said anything. I mean, the guy is going to run the game and his team the way he wants to. He don't care about the fans. He just won Coach of the Year. Cut the man some slack. Tibbs ain't going to get fired. I don't care what the fans say. They're not going to do that because it's going to send the wrong message to players out there that the Knicks is not consistent on leadership. It has to start with the top if you guys want players to come there. Second, Randle. We all know now what the problem is. I just said leadership. Randle is not a leader. Dude got that bag last year, went to the playoffs and choked. We gave him a pass this season. He's become a mental volcano, just blowing up doing dumb stuff around the map. I mean, when is he going to learn, to take emotions out the game and play? He wasted his play tonight doing something stupid, getting kicked out. I turned the TV off. I'm like, wow, they lost. I'm just floored, man. Yeah. I want the team to win, but we need help, man. I don't know what to do now, man. It's like all the confidence I had is just slowly leaving me, man. But firing Tibbs is not the answer. You got to get rid of Randle, package that dude up, get us a center or a point guard, and build off of next year. And, I'm still rocking with y'all. Peace out, fam.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. I love that word, man. Mental volcano, because it's feeling like Randle can erupt at any minute. You know what I'm saying? Mental volcano. But I seen someone in the chat say he's not. Oh, B-Baller for real said he's not a leader. He's an enforcer. Gavin, and then I'm gonna come to Steph. What do you think about that? That was B-Baller for real said he's not a leader. He's an enforcer. Do you think Randle's an enforcer?
No, I think he was just joking around because of what Josh said.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't think he's an enforcer.
Yeah, I don't think he's an enforcer. I don't think he's
a
leader.
Oh, he's definitely not a leader.
I don't think. But no, I don't think he's an enforcer though.
He's definitely not a leader at all. Listen, if the Knicks could get someone who was better than him and he's got the body of an enforcer, right? And because that was something that we said in the beginning of the season, like the Knicks don't have that tough guy. Right.
Now, when you're dealing with a team, because we have so many young kids on this team, as far as age-wise, and I guess Randle is still only 27, but he's been in the league going on his 7th or 8th season. Even if being a leader is not what your makeup is, when you're put in this situation, do you think that he should take it upon himself to step up, being that he is a 7-year veteran in this league already?
The thing is, you got to know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to do it. And I don't think he knows how to do it. Hopefully this season, because for the most part, and I know people, they want Randle traded things, but there's a good chance that Randle's going to be here next year, right? A pretty high chance that Randle's going to be here. My hope is that he is really going to learn from this season. You know, and you know, when it's all said and done and this season is over, he's able to look back at it, and somebody, if he can't do it, somebody help him to look at all of the mistakes that he's made this season. You know, and say, okay, now what are you going to do about it? And he figure out what he's going to do about it. You know, I know he said last year that he seen his son doing some things, and he was like, well, you know, I got to chill out because he's copying me. You know what I mean? I mean, what's he think about that now? Because I'm sure his son has seen him get ejected from the game. He's seen him, you know, give the fans a thumbs down and, you know, say it means shut the F up and stuff like that. His son has seen all of that too. Right? I just hope he learns from this and he can come back a more mature, more emotionally mature player next season. You know?
How do you practice that, Sam? I mean, he's gonna be practicing his game in the gym, looking good with the jump shots in the mid range. But what he needs to improve on, it has nothing to do with the basketball court. I mean, he can improve there as well, but most of it is mental, and emotional.
See, I said he doesn't strike me as a type of person that will reach out to other people who in the past who have been in this position and ask for help. Like he doesn't strike me as somebody that goes out of his way to seek counsel and seek guidance. He just kind of seems like he's a person that he's just a deer in the headlights. He's just going to keep going full force ahead. If he hits the car, he hits the car. If he doesn't, he doesn't, and he'll kind of work it out, you know, as it goes along. But like you said, it's not sustainable in the NBA, especially not in the media market like New York.
Right. And, you know, and it could be incumbent upon the organization, if Randle's going to be here, to bring in someone that can, you know, kind of be a mentor to him, maybe. You know what I mean? And help him through, you know, whatever he's dealing with basketball-wise and how he's feeling emotionally basketball-wise, help him through it, you know. And maybe it could be someone that's on the coaching staff. Like Zebo was kind of like Randle. You know what I mean? Hot-headed a little bit. You know, Zebo had some things going on off the court. I don't know where he is now and what he's doing, but he ended up having a successful career, ended up calming down, became an all-star. Mm-hmm. You know, you bring in a guy like that even if he's on the coaching staff, can be there to, you know, talk to him, and, you know, someone that, you know, maybe Randle would respect that's out there, you know. So maybe the team has to provide those type of resources for him. I don't know, but he's gonna have to do something to get his emotions in check, man. You know, I just can't imagine what. It's not like he punched him, you know, he pushed him, but like what did Cam Johnson say that set it off like that, you know?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, around the league, they'll probably find out what Cam Johnson said. And now that's more ammunition for other people to say, oh, I talked about his wife. Yeah, you know what? Wait till I'm on the foul line next to him in the next game we play. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm gonna say this and see if he goes off. You know what I mean? Give people ammunition. I guess it's called. Call you live. Name me where you're from, please.
It's Mike from North Carolina.
Mike,
Morning,
what's going on, man? What's going on with you?
Not much. In the back of my mind, man, I really felt, honestly, that the Knicks would lose despite how well they were playing. But this loss was like being kicked in the mouth, man. It really was. We did play good tonight. We really did. Was Toppin DNP'd or is he injured?
He was injured.
Okay. All right. I was not aware of that because during the course of the game. I knew something was amiss, and I was like, yeah, where's Toppin at? Okay, wow. See, that's
yeah, that's why Deuce was out there getting some play. And I do want to ask about Deuce, what you think about Deuce playing tonight and what you saw. But that's why you seen Deuce out there getting some playing time.
And again, Tibbs and his rotations. Why did he take out Reddish? I was like, yeah, like finally, he's more or less getting into the swing of things. And Robinson, he had a great game as far as I'm concerned. I mean, so he kind of reminded me of the Mitchell Robinson when he first got in. I mean, like it was progressing. What's the latest with him and his negotiations? Because in the back of my mind, something tells me I don't think Mr. Robinson is going to be here. The impression I'm getting, he's not happy with management. Is that fair, accurate?
I mean, I don't know about, with management, but I know right now from everything that we've read, they're not close in negotiations. You know what I'm saying? So they're far apart right now and agreeing on a number. So
have any other teams kind of hinted at an interest in Robinson? And what teams do you see Robinson being a good fit for?
I'm not sure, but someone like Dallas might have some interest in Mitchell Robinson. I don't know what kind of money they have, you know what I mean? But, that's where you could possibly see a Mitchell Robinson and Jalen Brunson swap maybe if the Knicks can't work something out with Mitchell Robinson. I'm sure there'll be, I can't think offhand, but I think Dallas is one that would have some real interest in Mitchell Robinson.
For some crazy reason in my mind, Sacramento comes to my mind. Don't ask me why. It's just from what I've seen of them, and I think Mitchell Robinson with them. But again, I'm just going crazy. But getting back to the Knicks, wow, with Derrick Rose out, man, if he came back, would you put him in the starting role
for the rest of this season? Nah, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
All right.
When Derrick Rose comes back, he's going to want to play, try to get in shape, and things like that. I'd give him minutes, but I'm not putting him in the starting lineup.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Tonight was tough. We go to Sacramento next, correct?
I believe so. Yeah, I think we're going to Sacramento.
Oh boy. Yeah, they're not exactly a pushover, but
no, they're not. And with the squad that they have now, they could pose some matchup problems for the Knicks, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
With the way that they look right now.
What's the extent of Toppin's injury, please?
You know what? I didn't get a chance to read fully what it is, so I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
What it was.
All right. Cool. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I appreciate the time as always, Sil, man. Let's see what we can do in Sacktown.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you, man. Have a good one. Steph, your thoughts on Deuce and what you seen from him today?
I thought he played okay. He was playing off ball.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine. I mean, his first time in, do you want to put him on the ball? So I thought that was okay with him and quickly being in there. I was okay with that. I thought he played okay. I mean, he has a different role than when he's in the G League, right? When he's in G League, the ball is in his hand. He has command. He could take any shot he wants. When you're playing with the big club, you kind of have to find your spots and just do the little things. So I thought he was okay today.
Yeah. Yeah. And just circling back really quick, Obi Toppin had a strained left hamstring. So, I'm pretty sure they'll, a couple of days he'll be back, couple of games maybe, for him to rest it, then he'll be back. I thought McBride, he played off the ball. If you're out there on the floor with Quickly, Quickly's going to dominate the ball a lot. You know what I mean? Plus, RJ was on the floor too. So then RJ is going to dominate the ball. And, so when he's out there with those guys, he's not going to touch the ball that much. He's going to be in the corner, waiting for a pass to come to him, and it may not ever come to him until he's out there on the floor a little bit. He does get the ball and he's able to make something happen. Then maybe they start looking for him a little bit more, trust him a little bit more. Now we've seen the same thing with Cam. Came just a couple of weeks ago, right? First couple of games, he's just out there kind of in the corner, waiting and hoping for the ball to come to him. Slowly but surely, as he's on the floor, you see him having the ball in his hands a little bit more. The same thing will happen with Deuce. If he's going to be out there playing. Defensively, I thought he was just okay.
Got picked off a lot, but that's to be expected. I mean, that's what happens in this league.
Right, got picked off a lot. You know what I mean? And you either got to be able to fight over those picks, swerve around the picks, or have somebody helping you out. And the Knicks aren't good at having somebody helping you out. Gavin, what was your thoughts on Deuce? Did we lose him? We lose you, Gavin?
No, yeah, sorry, I froze for a second. But yeah, I mean, it's 8 minutes. I mean, not much to go off. I mean, he pressures the ball on defense. I think the thing is, like you said, his role up here is different than he was when he's in the G League. So it's just really about seeing what he does off the ball. But, as of right now, we haven't, we may not get a chance to see what that looks like. Like you said, if he's going to be in that second unit with Quickly and RJ in there. So, I mean, but hey, I mean, fans wanted him in there. So Tibbs can say he played him now. So, I mean, 8 more minutes of NBA experience. But, I mean, not much to really go off of. And I'm sure we'll see here in the next few days some more G League highlights. But, I mean,
yeah, and,
it is what it is.
If he has a strained left hamstring, I think there's a good chance he'll be out the next game, right? And Deuce is able to get a few more minutes out there on the floor. Only 8 minutes, huh? I thought maybe he played a little bit more than that, but he did get snatched a little earlier in the second half. Then, in the first half, he played a few more minutes. The Knicks play Sacramento on Monday. I guess we'll see what happens with Obi Toppin and his hamstring, Let me get to a super chat. Then I think I'll get to one more phone call, and then I think it's 1:45 a.m. I think I'll close it up for the night after that. Let some people get some sleep. Don DeVoe, 77, he said, an enforcer is always one of the leaders by default because it involves sticking up for teammates. He doesn't have that in him. He still needs to mature. Talking about Julius Randle. He definitely needs to mature, man. Mostly emotionally, it seems like, like life-wise, he's, got things together, family guy, things like that. But emotionally, you can see it. When you're playing basketball is going to bring out pure emotion. A lot of times who you are is going to come out on the floor. No doubts about it. It's going to come out when you're playing basketball. Caller, you live. Name me where you're from, please.
Yes. How you doing, gentlemen?
Good. How you feeling?
I'm okay. I've been a Knicks fan for a long time. This is one game I would have loved to see the Knicks win tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I like the direction they're going. They're tanking right now, which is good. That's what we should be doing. But we lost the game tonight for two key points. Number one, not making free throw when it really counts.
Right.
Missing that free throw cost us the game tonight. Number two, I don't understand why Thibodeau chose to play all four guards and one center. Why Cam Reddish is sitting on the bench and Johnson was clean off all night. No big guy. This guy was wide open most of the time for those 3 points. 3 minutes to go. We lose most of our game in the fourth quarter. 3 minutes to go. Coaching. Not putting the right guy at the right time. The game really hurt me tonight as a Knicks fan. I know they're tanking, but they played very well. They deserve to win this game. If the Rondo was thrown out, they deserve to win this game. Everybody played well.
Yeah,
so that's what I really have to say. I was really hurt tonight that we didn't win that game.
I hear you. You're not the only one, man. The Knicks played a really, really good basketball game tonight, came up short. that'll kill your spirit really quick, I think, man. But hey, I appreciate your time, appreciate your call. I know it's early in the morning, so I think it's time for people to get some sleep, man. I appreciate you though. Thank you for your time.
Thank you guys very much
All right.
for the time. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna head up out of here. Try to give me some rest.
Yep.
And so we can get back at it, because Monday the Knicks play Sacramento. Is going to be another late game, right?
Sunday night. I think it's Saturday.
10:30. Sunday.
minute.
Sunday
The Clippers.
10:30.
Oh shoot!
Clippers. You're right.
Yeah, I'm
Sunday
sleeping.
10:30. It's Clippers.
Yeah. I was okay. So it's back-to-back games.
Yeah.
So
And we play Monday too?
yeah. So it's Sunday the Clippers, and then Monday the Kings. Clippers at 10, the Kings at 10:30.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And then they'll be in Dallas, then Memphis. Both of those games are Dallas is 8:30, Memphis is 8:00, and then back to Brooklyn. That's a 1 p.m. game on Sunday, March 13th, and then they'll be back home for like a four game homestand.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I bought tickets to all games in that homestand, so hopefully I can at least get a little bit of money's worth.
Hey, hopefully, man.
At least get one win.
Sooner or later, they gotta come by a win.
Right.
Sooner or later, they're not gonna lose. They're not. I mean, I don't think.
I hope
that
not.
I don't think they're gonna go on a 25 game losing streak or whatever, 26 game losing streak. I don't think so, but you never know.
You never know.
That'd be crazy. Oh my goodness. Now, if they go on that kind of a loser streak, Thibodeau will be fired.
Yeah.
They go on that kind of losing streak, yeah, he'll be walking out the door with his bags. No doubts about that. But Steph, any last words before we get out of here?
I'm encouraged by the fact that the Knicks are playing to win, even though we're not closing out the games. The energy is still there. I do wonder how much of that has to do with us being on national TV. We're on national TV a lot.
A lot.
Even the next game is on national TV, I believe, ESPN.
Yep.
And would it be that they tend to get up for those games? Would it have been the same if we were just playing on regular old MSG? Who knows? But
how many more nationally televised games do they have?
I don't know, but I don't know why they're not flexing these games.
That's what I'm saying. Right.
Why they not flexing these games?
Right.
Though?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't need the world seeing all of our dirty laundry right now.
For real.
Shoot. Gavin, last words?
Yeah, I mean, through this losing streak, there's a lot of games that we're close and we're in it and we just can't seem to hold on. I mean, we don't have a closer. Saw tonight once Randle went out. I mean, RJ was forcing the issue a lot tonight, but once Randle went out, you could see that he, felt that it really came on him more to try and do something. But I mean, 5 of 13 from free throw line in is not going to cut it. And I mean, 9 free throws are just not going to cut it. But like I said, there's just too many games where we're right there. We just can't seem to pull it out. And that's just how things have been falling our way. So like you said, sooner or later, we got to come by one. But I mean, at this point, it's one game closer to seeing about next year. So,
yeah. So, let me just follow up with you one real quick. Does, given the Knicks had these leads and they were in these games and they could have won games, does it make you feel like, man, you just get the right piece in here, they can turn these close games into victories?
Absolutely.
It does, because I think RJ said in his last press conference, I think right before he came back, he's like, most of these games we've been in it, so we're not playing like a bad basketball team. He's like, we're playing good basketball. We just can't find a way to close out games, and so it does make you seem, like I said, you're right in there with the Nets, you're right in there with Philly again, you're right in there with the Heat. You take this Phoenix Suns. So I mean, we're taking the top teams in the division, in the league, down to the wire, or at least down to the last few minutes. So it does feel that, you get that one piece in here. It's just about figuring out the right piece that complements what we already have.
Right. Okay.
But
right.
Yeah. And the thing about it, Sam, that they may not, if something falls in their lap, they have the assets, they'll go after it. But we looked at the salary cap. They may, because of what Gavin just said, feel okay just making a tweak here and bringing this team back, given where they are with the salary cap.
Right. Yeah. And
really have no choice after giving Randle that extension except rock out with it for another year.
Yeah. I mean, when they come to the end of the season, they're going to look at everything. And I'm pretty sure they're going to look at the entire schedule and say, look at these games here that, these things happen. And if we get the right piece in here, we can get over the top and we can win these games. And instead of being 13 games below 500, be 8 games above 500, 9 games above 500. I think they will look at it like that and then try to figure out what that piece is and who that piece is. So, yeah,
somebody who can convert at the free throw line.
Yeah.
Right.
All these guys need to be taking 1,000 shots, 1,000 free throws per day. You know what I mean? In the off season, because, man, yeah, it's hurting them big time. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Appreciate your time. And yeah, we'll be back really soon. Randle ejected. Buzzer beater from Cam Johnson. Yeah, what you gonna say. We out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Postgame reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.